all, I welcome you to this YouTube channel. And from what we have on our screen, we want to implement this network architecture for a service provider and a client as well. And this colored area is for the client, while this non-colored area is for the service provider. So at the service provider core, we have 5 devices that are in operation, and these devices is a multi-vendor environment which comprises the Cisco routers and MikroTik routers. At Festac, Ikoyi and Yaba, that's Cisco routers, while for Surulere and Ikeja, we are running MikroTik routers. These locations are in Lagos State, Nigeria. We have previously released a video on how you can configure OSPF on a MikroTik router, particularly version 6 and version 7. You can do well by viewing the link to get more knowledge on how you can implement OSPF on a MikroTik router. For this video, we will be concentrating on the basis for both vendors. So I'll be launching that of Ikoyi, which is a Cisco router, and then shows how we can do that design. We have configured the OSPF on other routers, which are Surulere, Festac and Yaba. So it is the same procedure which you are going to make use of. So the system is already booting up and displaying some certain information, as you can see on the screen. So to start with, it will take us to the user exec mode, which is being represented with this greater than sign. So we cannot do any configuration here. So we type enable, which will take us to privileged exec mode, which is where we do most of the troubleshooting, and configuration is done at the configuration terminal, which you get there by typing config T. So the first thing I would like to do is to give it a name, this router a name, so that I can identify it on the network. Then I'll go ahead and configure the IP address for each interface. So to configure an IP address, you first need to access the interface itself, and for this purpose, FA0/0 interface. And I'll give you the IP address, which is 192.254.12.1, and the subnet mask. In Cisco configuration, we make use of decimal notation for our subnet mask. You can also give you the description as to Surulere. I need to excuse me, I need to activate it with the no shutdown command. So this is how you carry out configuration on an interface for Cisco devices. You can give it a name, and give it a description, configure the IP address, and activate it. So these are the basic steps that you take to configure an interface on a Cisco command. So I exit this interface and go to the other interface for similar configuration as well, which is interface FA1/3. That's one going to Yaba description. And I give it an IP address. That's 1.3.1. Okay, said because it's an L2 port, so for you to configure an IP address on this, give it this command. And like the other one, where we did not experience this, so it has accepted it. Then the no shutdown command. So with this, you have configured the 2 interfaces for the core with the IP address and with their description. So the next one is to set up OSPF, and this is done with this command, router OSPF. Then this number is the process ID, which is locally significant. So that will activate OSPF on this router. Then addition of network, we are adding .12 and .13 network. 192.254.12.0 network. Then in OSPF we make use of wild card mask. Then to which area? To the backbone area. So this wildcard mask, since the subnet is 255.252, just then subtract it from 255.255.255.255, which will give you 0.0.0.3. So that's how you calculate the wildcard mask in networking. Just invert it. So the other network is 192.254.3.0.0.0.3 into the area. So it has already formed an adjacency with an adjacency and a neighbor with the Surulere device and the Yaba device. So we have successfully completed the configuration of OSPF, the basis. So to save, you can if you want to save your configuration, you can also do it. You can do it at the privileged exec mode or at this configuration terminal. If you want to do it from this configuration terminal, precede your command with do and type right. So this will save the configuration. So we are through with the configuration of OSPF and the IP addresses and all that is needed to interconnect with other devices on the core at our ECOE end. So we go to the Ikeja, which is a MikroTik device. You can do this from the new terminal or from the Winbox. So being a admin, no password, no. So if you change the password, I'm going to use admin and admin. But in your environment, make sure you use a more secure value. So I want to name it. To name it, this is the process system identity set name equals Ikeja. So to configure the IP addresses for this device, excuse me. So IP address and add. Which address am I adding? 192.254.25.2/30. And then on which interface? That's it has 6. So I'll repeat this for every of them. So this for 45.2, that's on it at 2. Then it remains, I've done for it at 4. It at 4 is 35.2. So I can even launch my Winbox and I've seen Ikeja as admin. So the IP addresses that I've configured are already displayed, and I can name the interfaces as well. Sorry. I can do it either on the Winbox. So let me use the Winbox to name the interfaces. It has 2, it has 4. So for that, so I double click. I can call it to first stack. As apply, okay. For it has 6. That's to Surulere. For it are 4, as to Yaba. So with this, I've named the interfaces, I've configured IP addresses. Then the next is to configure OSPF. And to do it remains, I'm going for ETA 4. ETA 4 is 35.2. So I can even launch my Winbox, and I've seen Ikeja as admin. So the IP addresses that I've configured are already displayed. Then I can name the interfaces as well. Sorry. I can do it either on the Winbox. So let me use the Winbox to name the interfaces. ETA 2, ETA 4. So for ETA 2, I double click. I can call it to first stack. Let's apply OK. For ETA 6, that's to Surulere. For ETA 4, that's to Yaba. So with this, I've named the interfaces, I've configured IP addresses. Then the next is to configure OSPF. And to do that, on MikroTik, you go to the Routing tab, click on the OSPF, then create an instance. Leave everything as default. We are focusing on the basis. In future, we can make some changes and we definitely see the effects. The next step is to create an area. Everything as default as well. You can see the instance here. Then create an interface template. So this is where you add the network. You can create the template, one template for all the networks, and each network can have its own template. I prefer each network to have its own template so that when I want to make changes, it will only be affected on those networks. So I have let's go to IP address to see the network that we are going to add. So 45, 35, 25. So I had another one, 35 and 25. For the 25 network, so with this I've created USPF on the MikroTik router. If you go to the routing table, IP route, you're supposed to see the population of OSPF routes on this my table, and this is the designation. So you visit the, you check with show IP route, the routing table. So OSPF is designated with letter 0. So we are through with the setting up of our core, the IP addresses, and we have OSPF running. So we go to our the interfaces connecting to the clients. From the COI, it is on the interface. So what's the IP address? That's 172. Okay, 10.1. 268, right? Yeah. And no shutdown. Exit. And save my configuration. So I go for the MikroTik device as well. That is on it's at 10. Okay, add and select 10.5 /13. And from the win box, I can label it at 10. Branch. So the next step now is to go now as a network engineer for the client. So the IP address is given to me by my provider. I need to configure it on these devices and point a default to the provider's network. So let me start from HQ. This is one for the HQ. Admin no password. Increase default IP. So maintaining, you see, admin. In lowercase, in this case, yours might be different. So let's label it from the new Winbox system identity. Let's call it HQ. An IP address for this will be 172. 168.10.2 the subnet on which interface and it at 10. This we are on our MikroTik, we are running on version 7, as you can see, because MikroTik is gradually moving to version 7 from version 6. So we can also add a network for the alarm. So that will be 10.1.0.1/24 and it at 2. Sorry, that should be at 2. Let me call it now. Let me call it at 10 to ISP. So I'm through with the configuration. Okay, the next is to point a default route to my provider. So that's from IP route. And the gateway will be 172.168.10.1. So I have connectivity with my provider. Then I'll go to the branch, so that I can okay. So the branch is a Cisco router, so I'll be doing the configuration as well on the Cisco router. Okay, so get started. Press return. So I've pressed and it's still loading. Okay. Okay. 168.10.6. I'll go to the one for the LAN. IP address will be 10.2.0.1. So from here I also point the default route to the ISP, and that command on Cisco is IP route. Then the network 172.168.10.5. So I save my configuration. So I'll go to this Ikeja, because I'm pointing a default route to my ISP, so I need to go to the OSPF instance at Ikeja and redistribute the connected route so that on my network it can be available throughout. For redundancy purpose, it can be available on the core of the provider. So that has been done. Then let me verify I've configured the IP address. Alright, it has been done. So that means that on any device at the core, I can reach the one of these clients. So I need to go to Ikoyi as well on the Cisco router at Ikoyi and do the redistribution into the OSPF. How to redistribute connected route into OSPF. Redistribute. You can use the question mark. Let's use question mark. So we are looking for connected. Connected routes. So next. So this is the command for redistributing connected routes into OSPF so that other OSPF routers can reach it as well. So I'm done with the configuration of the OSPF redistribution and every other thing from the service provider's end. So can I reach 10.5? Yeah, it's reachable. I can reach the connecting IP between my Ikeja router and the branch. I can reach it from Ikoyi. So we are good to go. Then the next is to configure GRE on the HQ and the BR. So the HQ is a MikroTik router. I think yes, so I can start from here. To do that, just go to your interface, select the GRE tab and click on add. You can change the name if you like. Let's call it to BR Ikeja. Or to Ikeja BR. The remote address will be the one of the device at Ikeja. This particular brand, the one IP, that will be 172.168.10.6. So this is how you set up a GRE tunnel on a MikroTik router. So apply and OK. So we now go to the device at the this was done at the HQ. So my remote address, I'm correct, will be the one of the branch which I have imputed. So we go to our Cisco router and see how we can carry out configuration of a GRE tunnel on a Cisco router. That's the GUI. Here's a branch. Okay. Now, so I didn't even configure hostname on this. So let me just do that. So to set up your GRE tunnel on your Cisco device, first go into the interface, then tunnel. You can give it a digit 0, 1, 2 to like I think 4 million thereabouts. Since it's the first one, so you can give it a description as well. As to HQ Cisco. Then we can specify the mode. This way you let the device know you want to run a GRP on over IP. So here we also specify the destination. That would be I'm at the branch, right? So that would be the one of the HQ, which is 172.168.10.2. Then the source. That's 172.168.10.6. So after this, the tunnel is up, so I can exit the tunnel and save my configuration. Then what I need to do to make sure that this LAN can communicate across is to use to create a static route. So from here, I still need to add interface tunnel. Doing this over the top of my head, I need to add an IP for this tunnel, IP address. Let me give it for the GRE tunnel at the branch. Let's give it 172.254.254.2. So then I need to go to the HQ and give the tunnel. You can see now that there's from MikroTik. This shows that the GRE tunnel is running between the HQ and the branch, so the LAN cannot communicate. But let me also apply IP address for the GRE tunnel interface 172.254.254.1/30. On which interface? I think that should be the name of the GRE. Yes. So I now need to point a static route. Okay. Static route configuration. My destination address is the LAN network of the branch. And that's 10.2.0.0/24. And the gateway will be the IP of the GRE tunnel on this router. That is 172.254.254.2. So I'm at the HQ. I'm going to the branch. So I'll go to the branch now and point a static route to the HQ. See? So am I going to IP route? This is how to configure IP route on a Cisco router. My destination, that's 10.1.0.0, the network, the subnet. Then the gateway will be the tunnel IP 172.254.254.1. then I'll save. So let me configure IP addresses on the end devices. Where are the end devices? Okay. So IP 10 sorry .1.0.3 start 24. My gateway will be 10.1.0.1. Okay, I'll do for this as well. So IP 10.2.0.3, the subnet, and the gateway 10.2.0.1. Come here. Okay. So can I reach 10.2.0.1? Okay, so the gateway of the branch is reachable. The gateway for the LAN. Can I read the gateway? So I can read the gateway. I can also read the host. So this is how you set up a GRE tunnel configuration on Cisco router and MikroTik router for connectivity between two sites. So we have successfully done this. I want us to practice more, to study more, and to twist the network and see what will happen. So if you have any question, you can reach out to us via our numbers that is being displayed on the screen. We are available for consultancy, we are available for troubleshooting, we are available for setup as well. So do good to reach out to us. I also want to encourage us to like, to share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel and make it grow, because the network, like I do say, rises and falls on the network engineers. If there is no network, even internet will not be available for use for every one of us. So thank you. I'll see you next in another video.